Alright, guys. Welcome back to the Wiser Dude workshop. So, this video is going to be a little different, man. I'm not going to melt anything on this video. I'll probably do a melt later on tonight. I mean, it's like 10:30 right now in the evening. I don't like to start my melts till around 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just cooler outside. It's nicer outside at that time. So that's when I prefer to do those. But I figure while I got some time and while I was thinking about it, I could tell you guys like how to start doing these types of things, or even like how much it costs like to get started, because I did sink a fair bit of money into it, before I was able to do what I do now. And it's nice, man. It's a nice hobby. It's not my job, but it's a fun hobby, and I make money at it, so that's cool. But to get started, all right, let's go through the prices of things. Before we do that, let's go through the prices of the material. By the way, all of the material that I melt is free. To me, it's free. I collect it on jobs, or like the aluminum is just from beer cans. It's like, who knows, thousands of beer cans melted down into those bars. That's why I originally started with aluminum. And then the brass and the copper are from jobs I do. I take home the scrap and then I melt it down. So all the material's free, but the value of it, it gets up there in price. So, like, I sell these coins for $25 each. And there's a whole bunch of them. That's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. It's like $1,050 just in coins right there. Oh, I didn't even count these up. That's like $1,150 in coins. And then this bar sells for, this is a over 5-pound copper bar. That sells online. It's not my price. I looked it up, what other people are selling them for. That's an $80 bar right there. And these are about 35 to 50, these smaller ones. So it's a lot of money up there, man. It's about maybe $1,400. We're not going by the weight, about by the amount of copper. We're going by what they sell for, judging on other people's prices that they sell them for. So if I judge it on what other people are selling it for, that's what it's worth as of now. But so yeah, that's a lot of money. It's like $1,400 sitting right on that shelf just in copper. Then down here, there's even way more. Like in the brass, each one of these bars, these brass bars are over 5 pounds. Each one sell for $40 on eBay right now. I looked up the price to buy one. That's $40, and that's how many? There's 10 full bars. This one's at like a little bit more than half. I'm not going to count that. But 10 times 40, that's $400 just in those bars, not even counting this one. And then these coins also sell for $25 each one. So shit, that's a lot of money just sitting right there on my shelf. Thousands of dollars. Just thousands of dollars. The aluminum, people don't really buy them. There's really no need. The coins sell for a little bit cheaper, like $10 to $15. But the bars, people don't really buy those. But still, I like having them. But yeah, man, that's a lot of money just sitting right there. This, if we go off of what they're selling for online as of today, it's probably about $3,000 just sitting right there on the shelf. So that's really cool. But before we can, sell any of those or make any of those, we have to buy the equipment first, right? And you have to gather all the material. Like some of the people I watch online, they go to the store and they buy nuts and bolts, like handfuls of brass or whatever, and then they melt it down. But I don't do that. I don't buy any of the material. I get it for free. So it seems kind of silly to me to go buy something that's already made and then melt it down to make something else. I'm not into that. Cheers, by the way. Yeah, so I only melt what I get for free. And I get a lot of it on a pretty regular basis. Here's the last of the brass from the last job I did. Maybe about 10 pounds in there. I'll probably melt that later on tonight. So let's get to the cost, right? Let's get to the cost of everything. So the furnace itself I bought on Amazon. That was like $400 after tax. So like $400 total, and it gets shipped to your door in a day or two. So that's not that bad. There's much more expensive ones. These molds right here can get pretty pricey. Each one of these coin molds was $40. So 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, $280 just in coin molds. This thing was like 80. This thing was like 15. And this was like 35. So, or fucking that, let's see. That's 95. It's 130 right there on top of this. 130 for the bars. And then how much did we say this was? I don't know. I've been drinking for a while, so give me a second. Let's see. 40, 80, 20, 160. $280 plus 130. So, what are we looking at? 410, right? Yeah, 400. I think, man. You can check my math. I don't know. I've been drinking like a motherfucker. But $410 we're gonna say for that. 400 for that. So we're already over $800 just in those things. And then you got to think about the propane tanks. I have a bunch. I have 3, I think. The small ones are $50 for the tank with propane in it. But then you can refill them later, exchange it for only $20. But to buy the tank originally, it's $50. So I got 2 of those, so that's $100. There's one right here. There's another one back here. And then every time you exchange it, when it goes empty to get more propane, then it's $20, and who knows how many times I've done that. A lot of times. This big tank was actually a gift. I didn't pay for that, but it does cost $100 to fill it up with propane every time. So $100 to fill it up with propane, $20 to fill that up with propane, and $20 to fill the other one up with propane. So that's $140. I do that like every 3 months. That's a lot of propane that I go through. You know, and just other random stuff like gloves. You need gloves. You need some tongs. You need to buy a lot of these sanding wheels to clean them up, and wire wheels, just miscellaneous stuff, you know, to clean up the metal after you get done casting it. So, man, it's up there. It's maybe about a couple $1,000. The setup that I got already. You know, no, not a couple thousand. Let's see, we're like 800 with that. That's 1,000. And then the propane. So it's about $1,000 to get set up to get all the stuff. But then the more you do it, the more propane you use, and then that costs money every time you got to refill those tanks. So it's about $1,000 to get a nice setup, and then, you know, it keeps going up from there depending on what you want to do with it and how much you use it. But it's fun, man. Like, I have a blast. I love being out here melting things. I always have a good time. Now, while the camera's running, I leave the radio off. But when the camera's not running, that radio's going full blast, man. I'm out here drinking, having a great time. Oh, another thing is, too, the Petrobond, the casting sand. That shit's expensive. This this sand right here, I have a whole bucket of it down there. That's over $150 just in Petrobond. That stuff is expensive. It's the sand that doesn't burn. You can pour liquid metal into it, and it keeps its form, like it keeps like a perfect form of whatever you put in there. So yeah, that sand is expensive. That's I forget how much it weighs. I don't know. I don't know how much I have, but I know I spent about $150 on it. But yeah, so I don't even use it that much, to be honest with you. I mainly just use the molds that I have over there. I've made a couple of things. I made some swords. I made this knife. You know, I made a few things with that sand, but I don't really use it very often. I love doing the coins. I love having a collection of coins. That's really cool to me. And bars, I like having those bars too. I want to stack them up like a pyramid. You know, just have a golden pyramid. That'd be pretty cool. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you guys, you know, a little bit of information how to get started. You got to start purchasing these things. Now you know what to purchase if you wanted to do it yourself. That's a smelting furnace. Those are coin molds. Those are they call them loaves, like a loaf of bread. They're called loaves. They come in different sizes. But, yeah, so that's what you'll need. You'll need propane. You'll need a furnace. You'll need something to pour the metal into. And a very sturdy shelf to put it on. Because that stuff is heavy. Each of those bars, those big bars, is over 5 pounds. You know, so add it up. That's already over 50 pounds just in bars right there, not including all the coins and all the other. That's a lot of weight is on that shelf right there. You know, so make sure you have a sturdy shelf if you're going to keep stacking it up. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for all the love and support. Oh, and also another thing. You're going to need plenty of beer. That makes it more fun. So, yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all the subscribers. Now you know how much it cost. And the videos that I do, man, they're like 14 minutes and 5 seconds long. But the actual burning time is like over an hour. Like, I paused the recording to save time on the video, but the videos take, I mean, the melting actually takes much longer than the video is. So, the other night I was in here melting, I melted like 16 pounds of brass, and it took me 3 hours. So, that's just a little bit of information. Do with it what you will. But yeah, it's a cool hobby. I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. I like being around a fire at night in my shop. Turning trash into treasure, that's really cool. And it's valuable. It's valuable. It sells all day long on eBay. So, that's not why I do it though. I don't do it for the money. I do it because it's fun. So cool. Thank you guys for watching. Now you have more insight on what I do.